There's a point where silence stops protecting you and starts killing the man inside. But the voice that you bury, that's the same one that will set you free once you start using it again. Now, I want to get deep with you guys because this isn't just about being silent. It's about feeling muted, about feeling invisible inside. You know, that feeling that nobody cares, nobody's listening to me. If I say this or if I say that, you know, how are people gonna take it? You know, and at some point we stop speaking up because, you know, it's not because we didn't care, number one, but it's because that through these trials and through what we have faced, you know, it taught us kind of a lesson, which is really a lie, that nobody cares about us, nobody's listening, or it doesn't even matter. But every time you shallow your truth, you are burying a piece of who you are, of who God created you to be, your identity, and you keep burying your voice even further and further and further. And the longer that you stay silent, the harder it becomes to even remember what your real voice even sounds like. Now, there's a couple different things that happens when we don't reclaim our voice. It starts to steal connection. We start drifting away from family, from friends, from anything in our lives that have brought us any type of joy. Our own identity, it starts to steal. And it also steals peace, man. Everything that you don't express turns into some type of anger, tension, or self-blame. This is where he traps us because he takes away our peace. The enemy rips it out, and we have to understand that while we stay silent, this is what's happening to us, you know, little by little. It starts to steal even the truth. Silence will start telling us lies like, you know, we're alone, or we're weak, or we're unworthy. The cost of not speaking up or not speaking, you know, is something that is a self-destruction route if we look at it in that deep sense. I need y'all to get deep with this. Now, this is the other thing I need to get across to you guys is this. As men, I'm talking to you guys one-on-one. Speaking up don't make you weak. That's something that we have told ourselves, or whatever the hell we got that from, that speaking up makes us weak. You know, that if we say something, we're being too soft, or we're being too vulnerable, or we're complaining, or we're doing this, or we're doing that. But what we're actually doing is that we are choosing healing over, you know, hiding the emotions that are happening to us. Because we have to understand that sometimes, you know, well, not even sometimes, I believe all the time, our breakthrough starts with just one honest sentence, one honest word, one honest phrase. Just being honest, point blank, is where our healing or our breakthrough starts to happen. Because you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. You can't heal what you keep hidden. It won't happen like that. It will not. As long as you stay silent, nothing's gonna happen. But when you choose to speak, you're choosing to heal, and that way it starts stripping away what the enemy has been trying to do, which is to keep you quiet. Because reclaiming your voice is reclaiming your power. Because truth, the truth spoken in love, breaks every chain that silence has ever built. Now, if we look into the word in Proverbs 18:21, it says that the tongue has either power of life or of death. You can either speak life or you can speak death. You can choose one or you can choose the other, but it all flows through these lips right here. The silence can either kill the purpose, or when you speak life, it can resurrect it. You guys got to understand that. And I'm not trying to get spooky with the religious stuff or whatever you might want to be thinking, you know what I'm saying? But it's so true. I want you to look back in your life, and I want you to actually see these things where you have chosen to speak life, you have chosen to speak that positivity, and the other side, we chosen to speak the negative stuff, and what you have manifested into your own life by choosing which route that you went. Because let me tell you something, God didn't give us no voice to be out here, you know, talking crap or whatever the case is, or a voice for performance. He gave us the voice so we can either declare freedom in our lives or hell, to speak life, you know what I'm saying, to ourselves, to our family, to our legacy, whatever the case is. But we have to choose to be able to speak up, Because the moment that you start speaking truth again, the man that you thought was lost will start breathing again. So speak even if your voice shakes, even if it's so hard just to get it out. And I know that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Write the words that you've never said. Put it down on paper. Tell the truth, not to hurt, but to heal, because the world doesn't need more silent men. It needs men who speak from scars and not from wounds. It needs men who are willing to take that, to take that extra step to be able to begin healing in their lives, who are not afraid of it, and who are man enough to admit, this is what I got going on, this is what's happening right here, and this needs to go down this way, because it's all speaking in love and speaking life. And once you start doing that, you start to reclaim your voice, and you start to reclaim your purpose, and the breakthrough will happen as soon as you start doing that. Now, guys, do me a favor. I want you to like, subscribe, follow for more of these messages, because we are just getting started. I am just on this process of trying to heal the fellow brothers that have been through what I have been through, and start reclaiming the power that each one of us men have in our lives. Grace and peace, guys.